People in the room tonight are supporters of the parent-child workshops. SBCC reduced funding for the parent-child workshops by 42.3%. We in turn have increased our tuition by over 30%, cut costs, cut our tuition exchange program, etc. If we have to continue on this path, the parent-child workshops will no longer be affordable to families who need it most. Would you please comment? Desmond, can we start with you and then work up towards Marty?
Gladly. We are supportive of the parent-child workshops. We always have been. They are unique. No other community college in the state of California operates anything like that. However, there are certain things you have to understand. Each parent-child workshop is a 501c3 corporation. They're not an integral part of City College. What we have done in the past is pay the director's salary for directors for parent-child workshops. The state is looking to cut money all around, and they came and looked at the parent-child workshop operations and said, hey, wait a minute. You cannot take public funds and use it to support nonprofit corporations. Secondly, your job is continuing education, which is continuing education of adults, not preschool children. The state is not going to pay it. That's a simple fact. We encouraged the directors of the workshops to put together a proposal to the state, course outline that the Chancellor's office requires, forwarded to try to maintain the money stream for the parent-child workshops. Refused. Just last Thursday, we were notified by the Chancellor's office, no state funding at all for those parent-child workshops. We have contractual obligations. We will fulfill them. It's going to cost something like $350,000 a year to maintain those during the contractual period. That's a fact of life, and we will support them as much as we can. But, folks, we've got the law here. We can't spend money on those parent-child workshops. Thank you.
I just spent some time today looking at all of the documents from the parent-child workshop. I looked at the lawyer's letter from the college. The college had sent to the lawyer and said, can we do this? And described it. And the lawyer said, well, of course you can do it. And I read some of the things that the lawyer talked about. Of course we can have parent-child workshops. Of course it's okay. We're not doing anything illegal. And frankly, parenting is one of the most important things that we do in this world. Especially, it's so important that we have people in there of all incomes. One of the most cherished part of adult education, but especially parent-child workshops, is to have people from Montecito, from everywhere, from the Lower West Side, from anywhere, and they're paying, for the same parenting classes that everybody else is. It's just absolutely wonderful. I think what they're going to see, and they bemoan the fact that they don't have kids that are arriving at City College so well prepared. And frankly, where do you get that? And we've looked into the achievement gap, and it starts way down in preschool. And we all know that if you teach people how to read to their children and read with their children and celebrate the way they play, they're going to be great when they're 18 years old. And that's the way you do it.
The board supports the workshops. We always have. And we will continue. These workshops will never go away in my lifetime because we support them. Ellen and I have talked about this. We know that it's a great place. My two children went to the Oaks. And my two grandchildren went to the Oaks. I know what it's all about. I'm an Oak parent. So we're not trying to cut it. We're confined to pay what the state's going to pay us. We're going to subsidize it for 1 year to get it on its feet, $325,000. And so I don't know why you think that we do not support the workshops. We do. But we can't pay, as the state says, we can't pay everything we paid in the past. That's just the facts of life. And so, but they won't go away. They've had to add some more fees to the students. And so be it. It's still the best bargain in town. If you don't think that's right, and you all do because you're all here, go to some of the private schools around here. See how they're paying, the parents are paying. I love this program. The board loves this program. We're not going to see it go away. So I'll leave you with that.
Well, I'm not sure that there aren't other programs very similar to ours in other parts of the state of California. And if there aren't, well, why not? They should be. Everything I've learned about parent-child workshops tells me that this is a measurable positive influence in our community. So if I were cutting programs or asked to cut programs, I'd start by establishing a criteria. The first of which is, does the program have merit? Does it have merit? Secondly, has it been successful? Can we measure the success? I mean, is it meritorious but it hasn't worked very well? No. But if both are true, then I go on to the third. Does it fit within the mission of the college? And if you read page 14 of the catalog, you find that in our mission statement, it certainly does count as part of that mission. If it can't be funded through the state, what are the alternatives? Let's work together as a community. If we want this program, we have to work together as a community to find alternative approaches to funding that. I am not convinced that the state will not fund this program. I am convinced, until proven otherwise, that by modifying course outlines to satisfy the Chancellor's office, we can make this work. And I don't see any reason why we shouldn't try it. I think we should provide all the encouragement that is possible to muster for all the people who are working hard at the parent-child workshops and work with them to make sure that this happens.
Hear, hear.
I love my time at San Marcos Parent-Child Workshop and carry a lot of those memories with me still. You know, I think this gets back to process. What I've heard is that over the past year, the parent-child workshops, the faculty and people working there and parents have tried to talk to this board about their concerns. And my understanding is that they felt that they could come up with some solutions if they were just heard and given the time, and that they felt they weren't heard and they were not given the time. This is what I've heard from the parent-child workshop community. So, again, process. If as a board member, if I want to demonstrate that I care about something, I'm going to give you the time and I'm going to give you the attention and I'm going to collaborate with you. So while we're working on course outlines and waiting to find out how much of this we can get funded, I think all of us need to be just centered on alternative ways of fundraising. And you know, as a board member, I would certainly support this. Thanks.
Some of these facts come from. Yeah. Because they're not. They're not facts. The state did not initiate this. The college initiated this. The college initiated it when one of the directors said she was going to retire after years working as a director with a parent-child workshop. And the college said, we have some problems. And the directors and the parents of the parent-child workshop said, tell us what they are, we want to talk to you about them, we want to work it out. And for a year, nothing. They could not have that discussion. And then the college hired a lawyer in LA, and the lawyer in LA was asked a series of questions that were designed to make it look like there were a lot of problems. And the lawyers obliged. The lawyers came back with a lot of problems. And then, 2 months later, the school invited someone from the Chancellor's office who would not otherwise have come down here and asked, gee, aren't there some problems? We've identified some problems. That's the way it happened. And the parents and the directors and the parent-child workshops were so distraught that they could not come to this board and be heard, that they put full-page ads in the newspapers asking to be heard by the board. That's not shared governance.
Okay, what will probably be the last question before we go to closing comments. This is to everyone, obviously, the four incumbents and the non-incumbents. What is your